My sound is audible to you? Hello?
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
Hello? Okay, thank you. Good mornings to all of you. So, today, your points related to our method study, but before going to main points, so let's take the revisions and the my yesterday what actually we have covered, and after that what is the next point. Okay, so before going to the starting point of today, let us we see our syllabus, three chapters, the introduction, method study, and ergonomic safety, which is used in industry. Then the second section, work measure, facility location and plant layout, and job analysis and merit rating. So already books list is with us. Out of this, you can use this Martin Tells book is very good for this subject. Then the central idea, the objective of industrial engineering, it is given the importance of the industrial engineering. Then unit number one, definition of industrial engineering, concept of the industrial engineering, the main objective of industrial engineering, and what is the contribution of our FW tailors, and the birth two scientists as engineering started mechanical engineering again in the he has given lot of efforts in motion study. Then the difference between production and productivity, factors affecting on the productivity, technological factors, production factors, location factors, government factors. Government factor, it contains the subsidy, the different types of taxes, policy, import export policy, location, urban or rural and related facility, technical factors means manual work require the computers, personal factors means motivated incentive bonus system, organizational structure will also affect on this. Productions factors, how this production is there, either continuous or batch production. The capitals and working financial condition also effect on the productivity. So this factors we have covered. Then to or ways to improve the productivity. The task-based techniques. Task-based technique means our whole syllabus of industrial engineering. Product-based technique means product specification, product design, product codification, research development in product, reliability of product, standardization, simplifications, quality of the product, everything about the product. Then the technology, everything should be in the mechanized condition, automation condition, just in time conditions, productivity will get increased. Material requirement planning means here optimum inventory should be there. Good the role of the material management and the employees based methods to the whatever the supports actually we required for employees to get the satisfaction of their work in that particular industry. The the particular factors you have to remember under this may be insurance scheme, incentive scheme, then the others facility also effect on the productivity. Then work study. Under work study, two types are there: method study and work measurements. And now our second unit is related to method study. Work measurements means how much time is required to complete a job that we have to measure. Then objective of this work study it is given everywhere. The common objectives are there. Anyhow, the cost will be reduced, production increase, productivity increase. This is the common points. Importance, improvement of the existing methods, reduced cost, workers will get satisfaction, ultimately comes to the achieve the goals of the organization. Work study procedures, it is given the selections of the works, recording information, examination of the information, develop the new methods, evaluate the new methods, install that methods and maintains the new methods. The work study simplifications means we have to divide that work into the simple elements, rearrangement of this unnecessary activity, downtimes we have to reduce, simplify it. Then the human relations with work study, uh, the interactions will be there, management involvement will be there. So follow human relations already we have discussed here. Then the unit numbers two, yesterday uh, we have seen the syllabus of unit number two. What is that syllabus? The definitions, objective, scope of method study, procedure similar to work study, different types of chart and two diagrams are there. And in the same, we will going to study about the micro motion study by using the SIMO chart and by using thermlinks, critical examinations and implementation of the new developed methods. Definitions, it is uh, on your screen, is systematically, critically examination of the existing methods and improvement of the existing methods by the efficiently manners in order to increase the productivity. Objective, reduce the cost, production increase, productivity, and scope of this method studies normally useful for uh, existing work. We have to increase procedure, we have to change, and ultimately, what is the use of this? The better utilization of the triple M. What is the triple M? Material, machines, and man. And by using this, definitely reduce the cost, production increase, and productivity increase. In short, the scope of method study is nothing but to optimum utilization of all these resource means three types of resource always be there: material, man, and machines. Then the what is the procedure of method study? Yesterday or day before yesterday, we have seen that work study procedure and method study procedure is the same. Okay, work study is the title. Under this method study is their work measurement. In method study, what actually uh, we are doing? We have to study about the existing methods and critical examination of these existing methods and systematically change in that existing methods and try to improve the existing methods. Examples I have given the foundry before some years back in the foundry to lift the molten metals. Uh, they were using that ladles along with manually lifting. Nowadays, these situations is not in industry. Uh, they are using the automation, the cranes, the rails, and they have done the mechanization so that molten metals easily, without mans, we can pour into molds. So such type of improvement is there. Okay. So what is the procedure? Same the procedure what we study about the work study. Select the works to be studied and define the boundaries. Okay. Records the whatever existing the process is going. Examine in what way the job is doing. If possible, you want to develop that method, new methods of doing the work. Evaluate this. Evaluate means cost estimation. Define these new methods to the all organization members. After that, install and maintain that exam. So once again, I will give one example. forging examples or any uh, drawing tools examples. Forging example existing, what is the sequence in the forging? First of all, we have to cut the materials as per the requirements. After that, we'll go for heating that materials in the furnace above the recrystallization temperatures. After that, we'll put this material on the die, forging die, and forging die, it is on the press machines. By applying the repeated blow of forging press, the material shape, it has been converted into the required shape by using the particular the forging die. And after that, trimming operation is there. After that, normalizing operation will be there. After that, machining operation will be there. After that, heat treatment. After that, grinding. So this is the sequence. Okay. Now, within this sequence, you have to search where actually we have to study. Means select exam. Why this recrystallization temperature is required? How much temperature is required? Somebody is hitting above the critical line temperature, sir. 100 to 150. Somebody will hit 200. Somebody will hit that 300. So here's critical examination of the existing methods. If possible, you can reduce the temperature, go for forging and check the quality. And if it is there, then evaluate this method, how much the power we can save for heat that method. Okay. And if it is okay, it is acceptable to the management levels, then we have to make it permanent for this much temperature so that power we can save and maintain this method. So this is the method study. Yeah, you can remember this forging example. Then here it is chart is given. You can read that two, three charts means related to work study in descriptive method study charts as well as the structural diagrams of the chart. You can read, select, record, exam, develop, evaluate, define, install and maintain. Okay. So this is the procedures for method study. If you work in industry and if you would like to apply these principles of method study in industry, you can go to the shop floors. Okay, find out the area actually where we can apply our method study. Okay, then select that area. What is presently going on? Record that. Ask different question yourself and find out the solution of this. The develop any new methods. Discuss with your organization parts. Okay, and after that, if they will accept, you have to install that new methods and maintain. So what is the ultimate aim? More production, productivity. Input should be less. Always in industry, you have to think in such way that input should be less, output should be more. There is no compromising in the quality. Without affecting the quality, you have to reduce the cost. Correct? So these things will be there. This is the procedure for method study, selection of the jobs. Here, a descriptive part it is given. Yesterday we have covered this. Now, recording techniques. So many recording techniques are there. So here, basic in that basic process, recording techniques. So many are there. In that, yesterday we have seen the five types of charts are there, and two types of the string diagram is there. So these are the recording techniques which is used normally in industry. Process chart is there, flow process chart is there, 200 process chart is there, multiple activity chart is there, and flow diagram and stream diagram. These two diagram it has been used for recording purpose in method. Yeah, see that uh, two types of. If you see the right side, there is the two diagrams, flow diagram and stream diagram. This diagram only used for transportation purpose. Means how this material is moving from the stores to the processing unit, and what is actually movement of the worker from one place to the next place. So this movement you have to study, and if you feel they are doing unnecessary movement or we can neglect this movement by utilizing some other way, then you can think over this. This diagram itself indicates that the what is the present movement of materials or man. Is it possible to reduce this? Then which movement we have to reduce? Think over this. Make some logic. Explains with the middle management or top management. If they will get agree, try to change on the shop floor. Definitely, production cost will get decreased. Then chart. Here's four types of micro motion charts are there, and next is micro motion. Micro and macro motion, two charts are there. This micro motion chart, that is small movement, and macro motion chart, that is a big movement. One example, operation process charts. What is that operation process chart? Means while doing the operation, what should be the sequence? If a sequence is not right, sometimes more time is required to complete the job. The more downtimes will be there, unnecessary moments will be there. So this in the operation chart, what types of operation is there and what is the actually time required for this. And by using this, we will calculate the cycle times required to complete job. For example, in our workshop, we are using our CNC and VMC machines. Here's a number of jobs are there. So each time we have deciding the cycle time. Okay, suppose 10 minutes cycle time is there. How it is possible to reduce it by 8 minutes? Means unnecessary activity, unnecessary the operations. If possible, you can reduce. And this thing you will get on the operation chart. Okay, so this is charts adequately used for measurement. Operation process chart. Operation process chart, it is also called outline process chart. What is the next thing in operation process chart? Outline process chart. This is the outline of the doing the work. And operation process charts give the bird's eye view. Here is the objective types of question. Operational process chart having the two names. One is outline process chart, second is bird's eye. You have to remember what are the two names of operation process chart? Outline process chart and bird's eye view. Bird's eye view, this is actually question it has been asked in GATE exam also. V chart is called as bird's eye view, this process chart. Bird's eye view of the whole process by recording only the major activity. Bird's eye view means we have to record only major activity, not minor activity. And inspections involves in the process. Operation process charts uses only two symbols, operation and inspection. Here in method study, certain symbols we are using. So first of all, I will show the these type of symbols it is used in our operation process chart. See that symbol used in our operation process chart. While doing any operation, circle is there. Okay, inspection a triangle is there, transportation arrow is there, delay D is there, and storage triangle is there. So five symbols we are using in method study for describing the present work or present method of doing. Okay, operational circle should be there. Whenever operation is there, circle should be there. Inspection is there, you have to show by rectangular. Transportation is there, then you have to show by arrow. Delay is there, you have to show by D. Storage is there, you have to show by triangle. So this symbol normally used in our operation process chart. Okay. So here in operation process charts, what you have to remember, two names you have to remember. First name, this is called outline process chart. Why the outline process chart? Because only in the chart uh, major activity has been noted, and only two symbols we are using. One is operation. What is the symbol for operation? Circle. And next is inspection. What is the symbol of inspection? Rectangular. Okay. So here's objective types of questions always be there. Operation, any operation, maybe facing operation on lathe machine, milling operations on milling machines, then planing operations on planing machine. So whatever the operations are there, that you have to show by circle. Once that operations will get over, then you have to measure these jobs by micrometers, verniers, means inspection. Means inspection is the one activity, and that activity you have to show by this rectangular. Okay. So what you have to remember in this? Two name of the operation process charts and two symbol, operation and inspection. Operation process chart is helpful to visualize the complete sequence of the operation and inspection in the process. What actually it indicates? Operation process chart. It indicates the complete the sequence of operation and inspection. Know where the operation selected by detailed study fits to the entire process. Operation process chart graphically representation of points at which the material are introduced in the process and what operation and inspections are carried out then. So it is a operation process chart. It is nothing but graphical representation. Means we have to make the graph. And what it contains in graph? Only two things. Which type of operations carried out and where we are doing the inspection and how much time is required that particular operation, how much time is required for inspection, that counting will be there. And through this, we have to calculate the total times required to complete jobs. Okay. And after that, you have to think, is it possible to reduce this total time by eliminating the certain operation, certain sequence, inspections like this way. Correct. So nowadays, you might have seen, or you will going to see in industry, um, automatic inspection is there, non-contact inspection is there. Okay, gauging system is there. Okay, your bearing balls are there. Mass production is there. It is not possible to measure by vernier or micron. So here we required the gauging system means the ball has been manufactured within the given tolerance or not. So total balls we can sort out by gauging system. Accepted balls in one side, rejected balls in one side. Correct. So the inspection it will become a fast. If we do the manual inspection for the process, a lot of times will get waste. And you know that in industry, downtimes that is very critical, very costly to that industry. So you have to reduce this downtime. Almost the manual inspection, it is expected to do by non-contact inspection, automatic gauging system, okay, or the sampling methods like this. So, and what actually you are doing that you have to represent in the graph by using two symbols. So what is the example of operation procedures I will show to you. This is the examples of operation procedure. You can read this example. Okay. So, so this is the one of the examples commonly used in our hotels. Uh, it is very easy to remember. That's why I have taken this G sandwich. Suppose if you go in any hotels and if you demanded this, so what is the actually operation? So if you demand, then first then man where he will go, move to cabinet. This is movement is given by the symbol, that is the arrow. This is the transportation. Get that piece of bread. Operation is there. Remove two piece of the breads. Operation is there. Put on the tables. Operation is there. Close that breads. Replace that breads. Open that butters. Apply that butters. All are this operation. And this operation shown by circles means if you demand any sandwich, the bread is there, then next ghee is there. Correct. So what actually that waiter is doing, transportations and other activity he is doing with his hand. So whatever activities are there, that you have to show by symbol and corresponding times you have to notate in our chart. And after these activities will get over, then he will move to the that area where the man is sitting and serve that sandwich. That is the operation. So how much time is required for transportation? What is the distance covered by this transportation? What is the time actually for applying this ghee on that breads, closing that breads, then hitting that whatever bread. So this is one symbol. So you can calculate the total operation times and total transportation distance covered. So within this chart, only see that only two symbol it has been used. One is operation symbol. This operation symbols, this is only circle and transportation arrow. These two symbols it has been used in our operation process chart. Only two symbols, not more than two. Okay. You can take next example, your workshop job. Okay. Suppose if you'd like to make the operation process charts for your workshop jobs, what actually you're doing? So first, suppose everything is over, means your drawing process it is over. So what is first thing? You will go to the hexa machine. The transportation is there. Then you can put this bar in the hexa machine. Operation will be there. Then clamp it. Operation will be there. Then start machine. Operation will be there. The next the bends or hexa part will going to cut your material. Operation is there. So after cutting, what you will do? You will take that material. Operation will. Then you will come to this lathe machine section, which is transportation is there. Okay. Then again there holding jobs, holding your tool operations are there. And once operations will get over, then you will go for checking. So inspections will be there. Correct. So inspection part, it is the part not included in the procedure. We think only how to remember how much transportation and what is the operation. So is it possible to reduce the transportations? Means we can put our this bends or hexa machine nearer to the operations machine, means nearer to lathe machine, so that your transportation distance will get reduced, time will get reduced, and immediately you can make that operation. Second thing is there, while doing the operation, is it possible to change speed, feed, and depth of cut so that whatever the time requires for making jobs, that times we can reduce. Fast speed, more the material will remove, good surface finish, and early we can complete our job. So this is our operation. So what is the main motto to study the operation process charge? To reduce some operation and to reduce some traveling. Correct. So traveling also certain cost now. So even in 1 minute in industry, this is actually having certain value. If you reduce the traveling cost, definitely it will benefit to that industry. Some of the operations, if you do simultaneously, we can reduce the cost. Okay. So this is the operation process charge. Only two symbols we can use. Let us go back to the operation process charge. Okay. So two symbols, operation and transportation, two symbols we can use in operation process charts. What is actually operation process chart? It is nothing but graphical representations of what operation and transportation. What it contains, how much distance covered, and how much time you have taken for operation and traveling purpose. You have to study this present method, and after that you can make use of the procedure about the method study, uh, the critical examinations, discuss with your managers, and how to reduce the times. Once you will get a green signal, you can adapt to the same process. So this is about the operation procedure. Okay, so you can remember one example related to the operation procedure. And here's objective type questions will be there. The next name for operation process chart, outline process chart, board size views, and only two symbols we can use, operation and transportation. Okay, so multiple choice questions will be there on this, and these two, three questions you have to remember. Then next, that is the flow process charts. What it contains. So three types of flow process charts are there. So in industry, always there is movement of the mass, movement of the equipment. So movement of material. There is one more chart, that is material flow chart. Movement of the man equipments type. That is the actually flow, how that equipment will flow from one place to the next place. Material will flow from stores to the processing unit. Correct. So flow process chart gives the sequence of flow of work of product or any part of it to the work center or department recording event using appropriate symbols. It is amplification of the operation process charts in which operation, inspection, storage, delay and transportations are represented. So these charts once again the graphical representation of how many symbols here? Five symbols are there. One is the operation, second is inspection, storage is there, delay is there, and transportation. So already I've shown that each activity there is a symbol. Once operation is there, circle should be there. Inspection is there, rectangulars will be there. Then your transportation arrow is there, delay D is there, and storage is there. So whatever the symbols is there, you can make the graphical representation of this symbol. So this previous charts means flow process charts. We have seen that only two symbols we have been used, but here's all five symbols we are using. And here is the movement of material. Material movement is there, then it is called material types flow process chart. The man movement is there, then it is called the man type of flow process chart. Equipment movement is there, then it is called the equipment type flow process chart. So here's flow process charts. Again, it has been divided into three. First is material type, which shows the event that occur to the material. It is related to the material, means how the material will move from stores to the processing unit. These charts it shows. Man types activity performed by the man. Suppose one man is handling uh, the machine, one machine. While handling this machine, he can move around that machine. He can move up and down in front of this machine because in big industry, big machines are there. You know the planner machines around 4 5 meters planner machine is there. Man always doing job on planning, he will move along with machine also. He always used to sit on the table of planner machines and he can move this. There is a movement of this man. Equipments, this is related to the equipment, how that verniers, jigs, pictures, gauges, it will move from one place to the next plot for inspection process. So these three types of charts under the flow process chart. Flow chart is full to what is actually use of this flow process chart. It is given number one to reduce the distance traveled by man or material. So main importance of this flow process chart to reduce the distance traveled by man or material. In industry, man movement is there. Supervisor's movement is more. Before that, the middle management movement is there. After that, top management movement is there. Means to reduce this movement means unnecessary movement as possible as you have to reduce. Similarly, the movement of the raw material to the processing unit, only optimum material you have to handle. We should be immediately that raw material reach to the processing unit. Second, to avoid the waiting time and unnecessary delay. Waiting time, machines should not stop because there is a loss of that machine. Correct. Delay should not be there to reduce the cycle times by combine or eliminating some operation. If you combine, suppose if you do milling and turning operation on one machine, then we can reduce the movement, moving the material from lathe machine to milling machine. No, if it is possible, you can make this. Turning and milling operation, is it possible to make on lathe machine? Yes. Suppose one shaft is there, turning operation facing we can do on lathe machine. But keyway operation we require milling machine. Okay. But we having certain separate attachments on lathe machine, keyway also we can manufacture. Means there is no need to move job from lathe machines to milling machine. This movement we can reduce. To fix up the sequence of operation. So before sending the raw material to the processing unit, which will, which will be the first operation, which will be the second operation, which will be third operation. You have to make the sequence. Just in our language, it is called process it. Process it you have to make so that overlapping, waiting times, delay, transportation we can reduce. Then fifth point, to locate the inspection stages. See that in one department more than 4 5 machines are there, or 20 25 machines are there. There should not be only one station for inspection. After 5 machines, there should be inspection or automatic gauging system should be, so that the movement should reduce, related times we can reduce, the inspection cost also we reduce. So these useful things we'll get through this flow process chart. Okay. So 5 points you have to remember, 5 points and 5 symbols you can use in the flow process chart. Very simple thing is there. Flow process chart means flow of material, movement of man, movement of equipment. Raw material to convert finished part, we require processing unit. Correct? Maybe machining unit, maybe forming unit, maybe forging unit, maybe casting unit, maybe rolling unit. From store to that processing unit, we have to transfer this material. But which is the economical way? How frequently we can send this? What is the present thing it is going in industry? You have to represent on paper. Think over this. Is it any scope to reduce the unnecessary movement, unnecessary cost? That you have to think. And this is related to three uh, three things: material, man, and equipment. So you can make three types of flow process charts. One is related to material movement. Second is related to the moving man's equipment, jigs pictures like this way. Okay. Now, after this fifth, operation process chart, flow chart is constructed by placing symbols one below others as the occurrence of the activity. Just like our process chart. So we have seen the process chart. So this is the process chart. Similar way, we can use the flow process chart. Similar way, we can use the flow process. Okay. So that examples I will show you. But example related to material, man, and equipments. Theoretically, I have given this graphically representations with symbols in coming days on the blackboards. I will going to show this. Okay. The flow process chart is constructed by placing symbols. We have to show the symbol. How many symbols are there? Five. One is operation, uh, indicated by circles. Second is the inspection, indicated by triangles. Third is transportations, indicated by arrow. Then storage, that is really, indicated by triangles. Delay, this is related by D. So one below the another as per the occurrence of activity, and are joined by vertical lines. Brief description of the activity is written on the right hand side of the activity symbol, and time and distance is given on the left hand side. So what actually you can do this thing uh, as per your opinions. You can put left hand or right side. It is depends upon you. But what things you have to remember: distance and time, one side. In middle, symbol should be there. And next side, what activities are there? Moving the material from store to process. This is activity. Transportation is there. Okay. So while making this flow process chart, you have to take papers, and on that paper, left side, distance and time. After that, symbols, and after that, activity should be there. just like our operation procedure. And do the study for this. For example, material flow process chart is there. So first activity, that is material movement from store to machining unit. Right. Which symbol see here we can use a transportation. What is the time you have taken? 10 minutes. How much distance you have taken for this? Maybe 4 or 5 meters. Okay. So like this, you have to count the whole distance and whole time about the present methods, and then you have to think, is it possible to reduce the distance or time? Is it possible to reduce distance or time so that there is a no effect on the quality, smooth flow of the materials, delay should not be there, bottlenecks should not be there, and it is very easy to handle by the supervisors or managers. Okay, so these things uh, actually required in the process. Either you can make this right hand or left hand. There is no question. Depends upon you. Distance and times must be in one hand side. After that symbol, after that activity should be there. So five types of symbols you can use: material movement, transportations. After that, if you are doing any operation, circle you can use. After doing operation, inspection is the this rectangulars we can use. If there is a delay due to the power off, you can show here triangles. After that, you can go for the store. Once that product will get finished, then finished store is there. Once again, transportations and unloading the trolleys, etc., to the finished unit. So here's a by symbolically you can show the each activity and the related times and related distance covered. So this is about the flow process chart. Then the two-handed process chart. So what actually activity done by two hands? For example, carburetor assembly is there in automobile industry. If you go in the automobile industry, the laborers or the workers they are doing the assembly of carburetors with help of two hands on the one table. Okay. So here which operations, which inspection, what is the movement of right hand side, what is the movement of left hand side, how much area covered by both hands, how much trace will get to the workers, how much fatigue will fall to the workers, how we can go for make the fast assembly. These things we get by the two-handed process. So this is also called operator process charts. What is the next name for this? Operator process charts. So is the most detailed types of flow chart in which the activity of workers' hands are recorded in relations to the one another. So what is the chart? Here's which thing recorded activities of two hands. For example, nut and bolt assembly along with washer you are doing in one place. So allow that worker to make use of two hands, one hand nut, one hand bolt, and bring together. After that, you can put the washer and do the assembly. So as possible as you can use the two hand for the processing purpose. So here's a recording of the movement of the two hands with respect to one another. Two-handed process chart is normally conforms to work carried out at single workplace. Carburetors examples I given. Our bike carburetor assembly, that assembly, see that very small part in the carburetors, it can get assembled together at one place, and that is done by 200 procedure. This also gives a synchronized and graphical representation of sequence of manual activity of the work. So this is the manual activity, and you can study about the sequence in which way that worker is doing that assembly. Unnecessary motion of the hands and unnecessary time. Application of the chart to visualize the complete sequence of repetitive tasks. So here multiple choice questions always is there. This 200 process charts you can use only for repetitive work. Repetitive work, assembly of the carburetors, assembly of the nut bolt. Okay, doing the program on the machines means whenever we are using the two hands and that activities are repeated means in whole working condition if it is repeated then we can use the two-handed process chart to study the workstation layout. Workstation layout means where assembly is doing that session is called workstation. Our IC engine parts in, in automobile industry they are going for the step by step assembly and at last they are doing the final assembly by using the two hand. Okay, so here whenever a repetitive work is there you can make use of 200 process. Most objective types of question when we can use the 200 process charge. 200 process charge we can use whenever repetitive work is there. Example, carburetor assembly, nut bolt assembly, okay, IC engine assembly, making program on the lathe machine repetitive. Once job is changed, we can do the same activity. Correct. So under this condition, we can use a 200 procedure. Now our time is over. The remaining parts will continue on Monday or in between this. If possible, our related to chapter 1, we are going to conduct one the chapter test or quiz test. Okay. So our time is over. So we will stop here. Okay. Thank you to all of you.